Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Welcome. Freddy's fiddling with his knob, so I'm going to take over this.
Well, I accidentally hit a button.
Oh no!
That sold out one of the tracks.
Fiddling?
Yeah.
He was touching his nipples.
Yeah, I hit the man on the boat.
He was
by
distracting
accident.
me from shaming Andy. I just watched him fart on Zoom.
Kelley has his Elton John glasses on.
Kelly's got his Elton John glasses on.
He's so cool.
But they got a big dust smudge on them, and I'm trying to.
Well, and I'm Amy, and I'm the zookeeper at this morning zoo.
Yeah. Oh,
Gosh, to be me.
Mm-hmm.
What
you're like a hero.
a mess. Welcome to
You're
the
like
show.
a 9/11 first responder.
Oh my God. Can I just tell you how
He's such a hero.
accurate that is? Can I just?
So we've got Andy reviewing I'm just fucking with you, or I'm just F symbol KINGU with you.
We don't know what they're really trying to say.
Yeah. Could be anything.
Could be fracking.
Could be forking. Could be Forky asks a question. And then the main attraction, we're continuing our April Fool's theme with Hell Night. Pranks
Hell Night.
Yep, Pranks Gone Wrong. Hell Night starring Linda Blair.
Yep.
Yeah. Patreon.com/NOTLP. Episode 89 is out there.
89.
Yep.
You can listen to.
We just recorded an intro to that one. Sounds like it was problematic.
Oh, you know that going in already.
I know who we are or were.
You may notice
That's what the P in NOTLP is for.
it's Night of the Problematic.
Night of the
Yeah.
Living Problematics.
And Andy has his real studio microphone, which is exciting news.
Yeah, the sound should improve on my voice, but much to the chagrin of a lot of people. Like, I don't want to hear Andy clear.
Yeah, when you eat fries, it'll be so distinct now. But he mutes his mic when he eats French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you all the patrons for providing us with this new equipment.
That's right.
We couldn't do without you.
It took some hunting to find something that would work with his Google Pixel,
Some Goodwill hunting.
but I found it, and I also
I like
found
them
a good
apples.
deal. So, yeah. And the brave people who delivered that shit.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
There are things I want to buy, but they are not essential goods.
But you also,
Give me an example.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Well,
What do you need or want to buy?
Okay, so we bought SodaStream refills, the CO2, and that felt less essential.
Glitter,
I did not buy glitter.
glue for the glitter.
We're holding off on some purchases, till
Yeah.
I ordered
which
one.
way the wind's gonna blow.
Yeah,
I ordered one paperclip.
Yeah,
you are a
just what you
bullshit
need.
artist. I want to
I'm a
buy the
monster.
last podcast. Their book just came out, and I really want to buy that, but I don't want anybody to send it to me. Like, I just want to say, I'm going to buy it. Here's your money.
Oh,
I'll get it from you later.
Just send it to me when we're all
Did they not make a digital version?
vaccines. Maybe, I don't know.
Just buy it on iBooks.
Well, I don't know how these things work.
Oh, Jesus.
Do I look like Mark Zuckerberg?
It's funny is you said Jesus because today's Easter.
oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
It is,
yeah.
isn't
Happy
it?
Easter, y'all, if you celebrate.
He is arisen.
Uh-huh.
He is like, ooh, stay away from me.
Yeah.
He got resurrected to come into this world, and it's awful.
Oh, this be a rough one.
Despite just the fact that I'm an atheist, I don't have any Easter
Your mom used to give you an Easter
She would
basket.
give me an Easter basket, but
Up into the years that I knew Amy,
oh yeah, well
So
into
it's
my
really
20s.
just a candy day.
she was getting an Easter basket every year.
Yeah, but like Easter, I don't. Everybody's like,
A tisket,
wow,
a tasket.
we can't be together on Easter, and I'm like, huh?
Well, those are religious people. That's part of their thing.
I guess.
You know, my uncle was in the what do they call that play they do on Easter? Besides
The Passion Play?
Yeah, the Passion Play. He would play. Who's the decadent?
He was Passion.
He was Passion. who was the King Herod? Right? Who was
Yeah.
he eating grapes all the time and shit?
Yeah, maybe Pontius Pilate, one of them.
Yeah,
Somebody.
He's one of the villains.
The Easter Bunny?
The Easter Bunny. That's it.
Then the Easter Bunny shows up to rescue Jesus.
I do love
He
Peeps.
eggs he eggs
By
them.
he throws Cadbury eggs like grenades.
It's like Delta Force.
I might brave the virus world and go get some Peeps, so I could open the package, leave it on the counter for a day or two to get them good and stale.
Oh,
Get him good,
That's
good bit outside
gross.
crunchy.
when they are best.
you know, if you do that, I want a Reese's egg, at least one,
Okay.
please.
You have to go tomorrow when they're on sale.
Yeah, they'll be all clearance tomorrow. They might be on clearance now, considering it's the end of the world,
No.
Ooh, end of the world sale. Everything
Yeah.
must go,
including you.
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, Easter means nothing to me, and I'm sorry.
Well, it's the same way that it's the same way that you celebrate Christmas, and you're an atheist.
Christmas I get because it's that time of maybe I'm just
It's
being
super
a dick.
commercial. Easter's just like whatever.
Easter's so whatever to me. Like
Christmas, they market to us like
Yeah.
like insanely.
Well, Christmas has almost become a secular holiday. I know that feeds
Well,
into
of
the
course
war
it
on
is.
religion thing and all that, but still, it's true. Like everyone can celebrate Christmas in their own way.
there's a like a winding down of the year sort
Right.
of thing, where we and where we are in the hemispheres, it gets colder, and you're kind of everything's dying off, and you have that kind of corridor of Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and it's a
Yeah.
very celebratory time.
While
Spring-
everything's dying, you want to go cut down another tree
yeah,
just to show the world, like, hey, I don't give a shit. I'm going to take one more.
I'm a fucking
I'm going to
person.
put it in my living room.
Speaking of Easter, Paul posted on the Discord server the clip from the Twilight Zone movie with the big bunny rabbit. Remember that?
No.
It was really scary.
Oh.
It was the kid who had the power to do anything he wanted, so he brought a cartoon to
Yeah.
life, and it was all nightmarish. Anywho.
Oh, yes, I do remember that. That was,
Yeah,
that's a,
I thought the movie was scarier.
I thought the movie was really scary. In many
Wait.
parts.
When he
I
took
ju-
the girl's mouth away. Oh,
Yes, yeah.
don't
I gotta
really-
say-
yeah.
How did she eat?
She didn't.
that's a really scary episode of that movie, but I actually think the episode of the show is scarier.
With Billy Mooney,
Yeah, with Billy Mooney.
little Billy Mooney.
Oh yeah, good old Billy Mooney. Is he
That's
famous?
Yeah, he was
little
Will Robinson.
Robinson.
Lost in Space.
He was.
Oh,
I never watched that. You old,
Yeah.
you old farts.
You know, it's amazing what a couple of years in age difference can mean.
or just different lives.
It could be different lives, but somehow I feel like what else was there
Sliding
to do on a
doors.
Saturday afternoon than watch Lost in Space?
Some of us had friends and went outside. Not
I
me
didn't
or
watch
anything.
Lost in Space on Saturday afternoon, though, but
Land of the Lost.
certainly during the week when I was skipping school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Discord's a great place to interact. Obviously, we're having our weekly meetups every Thursday night,
Our mental health meetups.
where we reconnect with our friends who and all
And
the
patrons.
supporters of the show at Patreon.com.
And enemies.
Yep.
On
You know who you are.
So patreon.com/NOTLP. We get together on Zoom like everybody's doing, but we do something special. Like this week we watch Law Enforcement's Guide to Satanic Cults.
Satan.
From the 80s, let me tell you about the mullets and sweaters.
Yeah. A lot of Cosby sweaters.
Woo!
And there was this guy, he had this mullet who is just basically walking the
It was
law enforcement through
the
how to deal.
It was the Tiger King, basically.
Was
Yeah,
it
it was
Joe
kinda like a
Piscopo?
This guy was an ex-Satanist or some sort of, he had the know-how from being involved at some point, I guess. And he has them walking through this nature preserve and he's finding dozens and dozens of satanic artifacts and stuff. And you're kind of like, No.
I feel like this is a guy who was a bad dude, for whatever that means. Like he was drinking and doing drugs and hanging out with bad crowds.
Bad stuff that you do.
Probably a petty criminal of some sort.
He just wasn't big enough to get on the power team and rip telephone books in half.
So then he either gets busted, forced into a 12-step or some sort of rehab, goes way the other way. He's like, well, I found Jesus now, and it turns out that it's only Satan that makes you do bad things. And so now I'm going to tell everybody that I was a Satanist, because that absolves me of any responsibility for my actions back in the day, now that Jesus has taken my soul in his soft little palms.
Yeah. And then there's the host.
I fucking hated that guy.
The guy who actually hosts the video is a cop/pastor who looks like George Papadopoulos.
Oh, yes.
Papadopoulos from Webster, kind of. Except he's wearing Bill Cosby's sweater collection.
So this is a sweaterful film.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that if you're an addict or a petty criminal or somebody who did
That
bad
you're not
things,
a Satanist.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that you have to carry the burden of being bad forever. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't get to then become a super Christian and blame everything on bad. I just get mad about religion. God, Amy, shut up.
It's all right. You're a religiphobe.
Ugh. I'm the worst.
How do you feel about the Church of Satan then? That's religion.
It's a parody of religion, isn't it?
I know, but
What they
it's
say
still
now.
I could never be a Satanist because I don't believe in God, and you have to believe in God to be a Satanist.
Do you?
They don't believe in God.
Well, then you're just
the church. The Church of Satan is not anything about it is a rejection of.
Yeah, it's performative, isn't it? Like that they're saying it's basically a big art installation now.
which I could get.
Well,
behind.
and it's all about being humanist. So it's
I could get down with that.
But I also don't want to be that either because I don't join things.
Right. Right.
You joined the Zoom meeting.
I did join the Zoom meeting, but I'm partially the author of this, I believe. I feel.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when they showed how to sacrifice a lady.
Oh, now we're going to show you how to sacrifice a lady.
Well, they showed you where to cut on her, and they had markings.
He had a model in a bikini.
Yeah, it was. You ever see those posters of where the cuts of beef are on a cow?
Yeah.
That's what it was basically like. Oh, here's where you slit the woman's throat for this ritual, and they had like the lines of where to cut.
Yeah, a little dotted
like,
line. Like here's the flank steak.
It reminds me when I did Dare when I was a kid.
It was a lot like Dare.
And they would teach you how to make crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, here's how you make it. Here's how it's made.
If you
Now
want,
don't do
If you did the best, you got to have the Dare Bear on your desk.
Yeah.
You did the best.
Like, this
Dare
is the
Bear.
best crack.
And it was the pastor cop who did wasn't it? Who did the how to cut up a lady thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that makes it extra creepy. Like this guy looks like a touchy uncle to begin with.
I'd love Kirk Cameron to make a series of movies called Pastor Cop.
Yeah.
Where he plays this character, like the way they do the Warrens and the Conjuring, but he just goes around teaching people about Satanism.
Yeah. Part man, part machine, all cop.
Pastor Cop.
All pastor cop.
And there's also a black cop on the show that is talking to this day about
Oh my
the
God.
satanic, about the
Droning.
occults.
This guy, he would not shut the fuck up. It was like they didn't ask him any pointed questions. He just started rambling.
He's still talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still in that room.
It was a mess.
Is it like Bubba Gump with like this?
I made that same joke, Kelley. I said that.
Ulu cults. There's
Somebody go find him and bring him out in the
shrimp
world
cults.
and tell him
He
about
was
the
like Bubba
internet
Gump.
and 9/11 and
That guy,
coronavirus.
he is the internet. That guy's in the room. When you type something into Google, that guy rambles off what you read.
He's like, did you mean shrimp boats?
Yeah. His name was Richard Google, so it makes sense now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think shrimp is gross.
That's a shame. I like shrimp.
It's good though.
Although I don't like peel and eat shrimp. I don't like to be that involved in it.
You don't like the work involved?
I don't like
I don't
it.
want to peel
looks
any
like
animals.
a bug.
It is a
It
bug.
looks like a bug.
It is.
Yeah. I like fried shrimp. And I'll eat shrimp cocktail. Shrimp stew.
I'm like you, Freddie. I don't want to see its legs
Shrimp
or its
salad.
face.
Yeah. And I had to clean shrimp in Louisiana and like devein them. Like, and that almost ruined shrimp for me.
Back in your Cajun days.
Yeah, my Cajun days.
Same Mardi Gras.
When you are eating, get on.
Say it.
Say what?
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. What's
So-
wrong with the way I say Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras.
Marty.
Mardi.
No, there's nothing wrong with the way you say it. You say it like a true Cajun. I have always said Mardi Gras. You say Mardi Gras. Anyway, it's just interesting to me. We've been stuck in the same house for 27 days.
And you never notice?
No, I've always noticed. It's just like sticking in my brain now.
Yeah. Like how Andy says iron?
Yeah, iron.
It's a hard R.
Yeah.
Iron.
In Mardi Gras, it's a soft R.
Andy does hard R iron. Ooh.
Ooh, that's what, can't say that.
Oh, funny. You guys.
So what little quirks of the people you live with are having you contemplate murder right now? Anybody? No, you're good?
Are you thinking
Good
about
for
killing
you.
me?
No, I'm kidding. I don't want to kill you. I just want you to shut up and go away.
I've got things I could list if you want.
Like what?
Ooh.
It's okay. She leaves trash on the counter and stuff, throwing it away, even though the garbage can's right behind her. But I'm not going to get into that. That would be that'd be just poking the bear at this point.
Poking the bear. Amy, you're a bear.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make a BuzzFeed quiz. Like, are you a Freddy or are you Amy?
Oh, I got Freddy.
You want to hope you're an Amy because then you're fun and cool.
And then you leave trash. You're just so relaxed that you're just like, I'm just going to leave this garbage next to the can because I have to unlock it to put it in there because of the dogs. And that's one step I'm not willing to take.
So one of the questions is, what do you do with trash? Do you leave it out or throw it away?
Keep it. You
Another
throw it in the garbage can.
Yeah.
B, leave it on the counter. C, eat it.
Yeah. Another question.
That's the spoiler question. That's,
Yeah. And how do you pronounce Marty? Marty or Marty?
Seriously, though, the napkin Amy used with breakfast is still on the dining room table.
I will get it. We were in the middle of other things.
And I left it there kind of passive aggressively, I admit.
Oh, he wants to go there.
I cleaned everything up but one piece, and I left that one piece.
She's going to use it again. That's why she
Is
left
that
it
what
there.
you're doing? You're being frugal?
Amy's like, jokes on you. I wipe my ass with that napkin.
Well,
and
yeah,
left
you
it
might have
there.
to now. Maybe that's what she's doing.
I mean, he leaves dirty tissues in his shorts pockets, and then when I wash them and dry them, there's bits of gross used
gets
tissue
everywhere.
all over the
Do I do
fucking...
it? How often do I do that, though?
Every time!
Not every time.
Every day. In every way.
Oh, never mind. Freddy's perfect.
Does
I'm the one who
Does she
goes out in
flush?
the world and risks her life.
True, she does. She goes out.
Because you got bum lungs.
Yep.
My lungs are better than yours. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
She leaves trash.
I love domestic strife.
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
I love her anyway. I love her despite that.
Despite all of her many flaws.
This is my favorite CBS sitcom.
I love you despite the fact that you're a smug fart face.
You're watching Trashy Amy on CBS All Access.
I love you too more than him right now because you're not in my face all
thank
the time.
you.
You know Oscar and Felix from The Odd
I love
Couple?
you too.
Aww.
Many hits.
Thank you. I love you. A little sip of coffee.
So how are we all doing?
I
Well.
think we've established that.
Shut up.
She's trying to move the conversation away from the trail of trash she's leaving in this house.
At least you can find her if she gets lost because she leaves a trail of trash.
She leaves more White Claw cans laying around than a sorority
She's like-
girl.
She's
I
like
can't
Hansel
say
and
anything
Gretel.
about that. I leave a lot of White Claw cans. You should see my bedside stand.
White Claw is the reason I'm getting through this.
So you can drink White Claw on keto?
Oh, yes.
yeah,
I
there's
did
like
not know
barely
that.
any sugar in it.
Huh.
I drink a shit. There's no sugar in them.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I've been doing
Or very little.
martinis.
Andy, shut up.
For that
White
reason.
Claw's good.
No, I'm just laughing at the like Freddy's image of you. I feel he thinks you're like a hoarder or something.
Yeah, he thinks I'm disgusting.
She's not a hoarder.
But it's nice to know that Kelley is in the drinking too much White Claw boat.
Oh yeah, I leave
Or just
cans
enough.
everywhere.
It's just enough.
I wouldn't say too much, certainly, but I do leave the cans around.
Yeah.
Can you get a buzz from drinking White Claw?
Yeah, it's the same as a beer. It's the same amount of alcohol.
Can you get a buzz from drinking beer?
And I drink those keto IPAs too. Those are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were telling me about those.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been making really good strong martinis. Those are also, you can have those, Kelley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Has anybody had the opportunity to do a to-go cocktail yet?
Go cocktail?
To-go. Ohio is now legally allowed, like restaurants are allowed to sell you to-go cocktails now if they have a liquor license.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a couple the other day.
Yeah? What'd you
No, I
get,
didn't. No.
You don't drink. Oh my God.
Sometimes he'll drink. He surprises us sometimes.
Yeah, the joke is because I don't drink, and I was joking that I went and got one.
Yeah, but when you do
You
drink,
don't-
you get
yeah.
real red.
You know what? It's like the funny thing is I've actually been craving alcohol.
Yeah.
Anything to
Maybe
numb.
Like an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm. Like something like really slushy and fruity sounds really good right now.
Oh, yeah. You know what's really good? A bourbon slush.
You can get an icy and dump some vodka in it.
You could do that too.
I can't do vodka. That makes me real bad. That makes me slutty.
But you can do whiskey.
get an iced tea and
I can,
dump some gin in it.
whiskey and icy. Is that good?
Whiskey, and if you get a lemon icy, if you can get those
Where
at
they
like
sell
gas
a lemon
stations,
icy?
like gas stations, like
Really?
Yeah,
Thornton's.
Thornton's.
Oh,
They have all
shit.
the flavors.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't drink them anymore, but
Or just
I never knew about a lemon icy.
get frozen lemonade and blend it with some ice cubes and some bourbon and put it in your freezer,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Yeah, it's
have
like a
a
Lynchburg
bourbon
lemonade.
slush. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
So thirsty.
I'm kind of intrigued by a cocktail.
Yeah, did you want to try it?
Maybe sometime this week we'll get like takeout Mexican and some margs.
Oh my god!
Mhm.
Do you think the Overlook is doing takeout?
I don't know. We
Yeah,
have to
they
ask Jacob.
were doing daiquiris this weekend.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's cool. I miss I was telling Amy this too, like, do you think after we are back and interacting in public, how long is it going to be before we're like, I just want to stay home?
A week.
Within a week.
It won't take me long.
The day of.
Yeah.
That
This
was,
isn't too much different from how I am anyway.
yeah.
Because I slowed down. I feel like, I mean, we go out an okay amount, like not like crazy.
When life was normal.
When life
Yeah.
was normal, we would go out.
Yeah, but we would just go out to dinner or something.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
nothing
Or
crazy.
movie.
And
I have 5 friends basically, and that's all I spent my free time with.
Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters. You have 6 friends.
What are the 5 fingers sent to the face?
Yeah.
I miss my 5 friends though.
I'm not
Yeah,
looking to
miss
be
you.
out every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, earnestly miss commuting to work because that was me time.
Yeah, I agree.
And, I miss like being at work and going, I feel like going to Target and browsing the aisles for my lunch.
I very much do not miss that at all. I'm super stoked to not be doing any of that.
I like the mix. I mean, like, this is okay. I'm actually adapting to this okay because I can turn on bullshit in the background on my TV and kind of cope. Hey, there's Alise. Hi, Alise.
Hi, Alise, baby. Hi, girl.
to you.
Kelly, behind you.
Coming from inside the house.
But it is nice to like catch up on movies I would never have taken the time to watch had it not been for this isolation, like the FP, which is that movie.
Oh.
Have you seen this, Kelley?
No.
Oh, you just reacted really big. Do you know what it is?
Oh, that was no, I don't know why I did that. I think I was just being silly.
Okay, the FP is it stands for Fraser Park. It's these brothers made this movie where it's a post-apocalyptic world where they use Dance Dance Revolution to settle scores and fight wars, and it's pretty funny. And it was on like Tubi, but I never would have sat down and spent 90 minutes watching something like that. You know what I mean? Because life is too short.
I love Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi's pretty great.
We've been binging the shit out of Degrassi, The Next Generation.
Yes.
That's
Good
soothing.
stuff.
Teen drama,
it is.
baby.
Is that like the
It is
one,
soothing.
like the one from the mid 2000s that you're watching?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one we watched.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
With wheels in it?
Yeah, Wheels Ontario is in it. Teens.
Teens.
That is actually how we ended up, because Alise had watched all of Degrassi and loved it. And then, of course, we watched a lot of Kroll Show just as our, as a thing to throw on. And so we were just talking about that skit, and she was like, "Would you be interested in watching some Degrassi?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll watch that with you." I love it.
So good.
Fun.
I love a teen drama. Reminds me.
Show us your songs.
I need to get back into Riverdale. What a dumb show.
Oh yeah, Riverdale.
Yeah, that's the thing. This show isn't dumb. Degrassi is like
no, that's actually where they handled real life, real things in a very thoughtful way.
It's like it feels like a kid's show, but also there's some very intensely real moments.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like
very intensely real.
Really earns that E/I that they put up on the TV for education.
There are moments where I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, Wheelchair Jimmy.
Yeah.
Emma and the pedo.
Yeah.
That was the first two episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like an awful children's book.
I was deeply disturbed. I was like, oh my God, this is what it would be like.
Wait, what happens with those two? I don't remember.
Pedophile.
Emma and the pedo?
Oh, pedo. I thought you said like an Italian name.
Geppetto.
Like an Italian name. Emma and Geppetto.
I'm a real Geppedophile. I love that story.
I love Geppedophile. I'm a Geppedophile.
We gotta TM that. We got to figure out a way to work that into something.
You have to tell your neighbors that you're a Geppetto
I'm a
fan.
Geppetto.
It sounds like something
Pinocchio.
that Larry David would act like. It would be an episode where someone said Geppedophile, but
We also
it became very confusing.
It really fits too because he really wants a real boy, you know?
He does.
Yikes. Oh gosh.
We could really work this.
Amy,
into
did you say TM?
Workshop it.
TM.
Sure.
TM.
Do you guys want to
Circle R.
move on into the rest of the show? Or
Circle C.
is there something else you guys want to say at the beginning?
Yeah. I
Want to talk more about
I
Degrassi?
want a cure.
You want a cure?
Yeah, let's all go
You wanna
march
cure
for a
some meat?
cure.
Sure.
You
Just
guys
call
wanna-
Robert Smith.
My chicken is still thawing, so I might not be making chicken tonight if anyone's interested.
I feel like chicken tonight. Chicken tonight.
I was
Well,
gonna make
apparently
some.
not.
I was gonna make some delicious grilled chicken sandwiches for dinner.
Let's just have frozen pizza. Who gives an absolute
But yeah,
fuck?
I kind of if I have pizza, I kind of want like a real delivered pizza.
Do you hear this motherfucker? Do you
Yeah.
hear this entitled?
Yeah, you know.
I get it. Hey, they're delivering pizza.
If I
Get pizza.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just
If I have to have pizza,
had my work hours cut.
yeah, I know.
So you're going to have to change your lifestyle, pal.
Yeah, here's what
Yeah.
I did. I got rid
You're
of.
gonna have to get Little Caesars.
I got rid of all my fun stuff. I got rid of my Xbox Live. I got
All
rid
your
of
fun
my
stuff.
Marvel Unlimited. I got rid of my DC Universe.
This is all my
got rid
fault.
of-
This is why he's so mad at me about the trash.
I'm not mad.
'Cause I have my work hours
so
cut. I can't help it.
here's the thing about those three things, though. I cut out those three things and some other stuff just to kind of make up because, like Amy was just saying, that her hours were cut at work. So
It's come to roost in this house, the economic collapse.
so I cut out all my baby stuff that I had. And I'm not. It's not a big deal. I mean, I'll probably, when this is all over, hopefully I'll be able to enjoy that stuff again. But the library, I can get comic books from the library for free online. And I mean, what am I missing? This is all, when I was a child.
First world problems.
Freddie, if you want comic book money, just get a paper route.
I
Or
could
most-
just get a paper route.
Or mow some lawns.
Yeah. But we have so many entertainment options with the internet that it's almost
Yeah.
absurd to it was so easy to adjust our budget. We were very lucky that Amy, we did the math on her new. I know we were very, very lucky to we had fat that we could trim. Where I know a lot of people were in the
Girl,
same situation.
I got fat. You can have.
It just blows my mind that somebody out there they go through the
You fat
same
cat.
thing.
Yeah, you can have this arm flap right here. You can have that.
Like the people who don't even have Netflix to cut out of their budget, I guess is what I'm saying. Those are the people I'm like,
Obviously.
that's just the worst.
It was a hard call to receive, and obviously everybody's dealing with some level of economic uncertainty, and it came to our house in a real way last week.
Like a
and,
shitty Santa Claus.
Why'd you let it in?
that was my fault.
Yeah, it's like a vampire.
I'm too polite.
You got to let the right one in.
But
Yeah.
we are so fortunate.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like this just every day that goes by during this, we've been so lucky and fortunate to have your support, listeners. You know, you guys have been amazing. And I know a lot of you are having, like, this is an awful time for a lot of you. We have a supporter of the show whose husband just passed away last week, which was really, really just a shock and awful news to hear. And we're sending out a lot of love and support to you, Dale, and anything, you know, because you were a big supporter of the show. And to read that's awful news. It just broke my heart. And I keep thinking about, like, the little things none of that shit matters. You know, none of these little things that we're dealing with. We are just so fortunate.
Yeah. Like my trash on the counter, it's whatever.
Right.
You know, like who cares?
It'll turn into a tragedy if you keep doing it, though.
Are you
turn into a Dateline episode.
It was tragic in that they were leaving garbage on the.
Oh my God! They're going to play this episode on the Dateline episode.
The Cincinnati trash on the counter chainsaw massacre.
It's like we have evidence.
I'd have to go next door to get the chainsaw, though, so I'm not going to expose myself to that sort of peril.
Social distancing, Freddie.
Yeah,
You just
I'll have to
set
kill her with
yourself
something
up,
I already
Freddie.
have. Yeah,
Do you hear this?
I love you so much, though. I couldn't be isolating with a better person.
It's hard to do sometimes, but I have just so much love and goodness in my life, and everything is fine.
Yeah,
And everybody listening to this right now, you're a part of it, unless you voted for Donald Trump. And
even then,
no,
we'll try to love you.
I'll
as best
love
we
you.
can.
I'll like you.
We'll love you like that monkey. You remember the monkey orphan that they made a wire and a soft monkey mama for it to see which one it liked. If it liked
soft monkey mama.
We'll try to make you a soft monkey mama.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just weirdly like emotional and then at alternate times numb. But doing this right now with my boys, and then our Discord events and talking to my mom every night, and Mikey B's getting a dog, and that is like the best thing in my life right now.
His name is Baloo. He should have him tomorrow.
And I can't meet him right away. That's the most tragic thing.
We're gonna have
That's got to be
FaceTime
hard
with him.
for you.
It is. I want him to love me. Baloo doesn't know, but we're gonna be best friends.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I feel very erratic.
Oh, erratic.
Erratic. Put your hands all over my body on the kitchen counter and also on the phone all over the place.
I'm feeling very erratic.
Because you're erratic. Check out the unit on that guy. Did you? We started watching Red Dwarf again.
Oh.
Which is great isolation entertainment because it's just Lister and Rimmer, and it's me and
cat
Amy. We're like
and Holly.
Lister and Rimmer,
Did you ever watch that, Kelley? You did, right?
Oh, I have seen Red Dwarf. I had trouble getting into that. My father and my brother were both real into Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
And it was one of the things that didn't necessarily as a kid hit me the way that some of the other stuff did. So I've seen Red Dwarf. Someday I may go back to give it its own due, but it's not a thing for me right now.
It's not speaking to you.
I
at
don't
this
feel
moment.
like it's Andy's cup of tea, but maybe.
It's just an old
I feel-
sitcom.
Is it? I feel I always get it mixed up with Doctor Who. Is it the
Not
same
Doctor
thing?
Who.
It's not
No.
Doctor Who. It's not in that same vein at all.
It's a
It's
sitcom.
cheap as shit. Like it's just
yeah.
as cheap as
Isn't
Doctor
it-
Who.
It's British, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Hitchhiker's Guide a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it being on PBS all the time.
Yeah.
That's all I know about it. And it's just not my bag, probably.
You are more of an "Are you being served?" I would think.
I serve it, bitch.
Bitch. You done got served.
Mr. Humphreys. Is he still alive?
Serving looks.
Oh.
Mr. Humphreys? I know that Mrs. Slocum died not that long ago.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
Slow com.
Slocum.
She got edged.
Slow to come, slow to start.
So we get it out of our system.
I guess so.
Are we sufficiently satted out?
I'm going to use this moment to get free therapy from all of you.
It's your show.
Well, let's.
You do what you
No,
want.
Mr. Humphreys died in 2007.
Oh.
Wow.
Let's get
while ago.
into Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette and stop talking about dead celebrities.
You shut up.
Because it's bumming me out. You know who else is dead?
Who?
Bunch of people.
God.
Bunch of people.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Dude, why aren't you staying with us? Mom and Dad are here.
You're the only one that I want to see.
I guess I'm just gonna have to come and stay with you then.
You got a problem? What? No.
Yeah, you do. XYZ. I'm just fucking with you.
Hi, you've reached Rachel. I'm away from the phone right now, but I'll call you back.
Larry, I got some bad news about your sister. I hate to be the one to tell you this, man, but she's not coming.
What the fuck?
Come on, man. It doesn't even make sense that someone would call me if something happened to her.
Jesus. It's Chester.
We'll open it.
So are you ever serious, or?
I'm just a good time guy.
Nobody thinks that you're funny.
I'm gonna cut you up. Are you just fucking with me?
You tell me.
This look fun, Andy.
Oh, confession time. I forgot to watch my movie.
Are you serious?
I'm just fucking with you.
You got me. You got me. You got me.
Oh, sorry.
Andy, that was, but I mean,
That was
hard. You know, you don't play that hard.
Not in this.
I'm
not
sorry.
in these times.
Not in this climate.
We can't handle it.
You took it too far.
We're fragile.
You took that joke way
Sorry.
too far.
This is my last show. I'm sorry. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm sorry. This
still
is
love you.
part of Hulu's After Midnight series. Is that what it's called?
In the dark
Yeah, in the dark.
You're close enough.
or dark stuff.
I don't know. They
It's
released like one of these.
Into the dark. Into the dark.
Yeah.
Very important that the listeners
Yeah.
know that Kelley is getting his titties out right now.
Ooh.
He's disrobing.
Ooh. That's for patrons only.
Yeah,
Hot.
I get
Only
it.
fans. This is part of Hulu's Into the Dark series, where they release one of these like really low budget independent movies a month. I've seen a couple, and they're about all the same quality, which is not good.
Oh,
But this one's a little step above it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that Hulu's doing something like this. It's cool, like that they're helping independent filmmakers out. This is with Blumhouse too, I think.
I think
They're involved.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
but-
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse, sorry.
Blump.
Right off the bat, this movie lost points with me because of the title. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't like blue language.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Andy's a prude.
Oh my god.
And when I started playing it, I got rickrolled.
Never gonna give you up.
That video started playing.
Did they really do that?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh god, Andy, I'll kill you.
Okay,
Okay.
you get
Okay,
one
so the-
more. And that's it.
So the premise of this movie is this guy, he's on his way to his ex-girlfriend's wedding. But the whole time he has this online persona where he's a troll and just posts like vile, awful shit on people's pages. Like no matter how mild the post is, he'll put like, cocksucker, you dumb bitch.
So a very relatable character.
Yes, it's very real because there are
We-
awful trolls out there.
We used to.
No,
so-
I mean, we'll relate to him because he's so
Oh yeah, he's so awful.
sweet. Yeah.
We where I work, we have a client that's a pizza.
That's a
place.
pizza?
Pizza place.
We have a client that's a pizza.
A
Pizza Hut.
regional pizza place. Anyway, anytime they would put something on Facebook, like an ad or whatever about sausage pizza, there was a dude that would post dick pics. And we would have to delete them every time. I don't think he does it anymore, but that was a thing that was happening for a while.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
How is he not getting sucked?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it the same same username?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, did you report him or you just remove him?
I didn't do it. It was somebody else in my department, in another department. But
somebody's job is to delete dick pics from a pizza restaurant's Facebook profile.
You guys will never catch me, Amy. Oops.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah. So he's a troll. He just leaves these viral messages on his girlfriend's page and other people's pages, and it's that setup where it's an awful person, but you have to decide if what happens to him does he deserve it? Kind of like the hostile thing.
Yeah.
Where it's these awful people, but does he deserve these awful things happening to him?
I don't know that there was ever a question in my mind that anyone deserved what happened to them in a hostel.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But it's the same like setup here. Like the guy who checks him in, he's like a character, like a watered down Rob Zombie character.
Yeah.
Where he's just talks in these riddles and he's kind of sleazy and gross. He's actually Jay Giles from Angie Tribeca.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, which is real fun.
The Jay Giles band. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole band was in this
Wondered
movie,
what that band was up to. Now we know.
So the guy who checks him in, the hotel manager, he's just a jerk to the troll and just plays all these jokes on him.
Won't answer his riddles 3.
Yeah. He has to cross the bridge somehow. And like the jokes escalate and they escalate until it really shit hits the fan and murders pile up. And all the while, the troll guy is kind of being set up by the hotel manager guy. So you kind of change allegiances throughout the whole thing because they're both awful, but there's nobody really to root for. So it's kind of like a game of one-upmanship throughout the whole movie. It was okay. I like the way it was shot. It was very like neon 80s, which I like the look of.
Yeah, everybody doing that now.
Mm-hmm. But it's just, there's basically 4 characters in the whole movie, and when 2 of them are the 2 main ones are just so unlikable that it's hard to watch the movie.
Yeah.
So you really get into it. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it because I kind of do recommend it. The performances of the 2 leads were really good, actually.
Oh.
But I'm confused about the ending. It was kind of unearned, maybe. It came out of left field.
Did somebody reunite with their long lost father and you're like, whoa, this is not that kind of movie?
So he didn't even mention the long lost father before, and all of a sudden this father comes in at the end. It was just one of those twists. I mean, is that a spoiler to say there's a twist?
No, I don't think so.
Spoiler alert.
The end just came out of like, what? Why would this happen at all? But and there was just one really cool death scene.
Did Nick Fury came out at the end? And he's like, hey, Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
Shut up.
He's like, you want to have sex with me in this raccoon?
Big giant raccoon with a fucking eye patch on.
Yeah, overall, it's a slight recommend, which is kind of damning praise.
Well,
check.
I think there are probably some people out there that are reaching the end of Netflix and Hulu, and they're like, "What's left?"
Me. That's it's one of those things where, like I said, if it weren't for isolation, I would probably spend my time watching this movie for sure.
Yeah. It's only an hour and 23 minutes, so if you got like 80 minutes to kill, why not? So yeah, that's it.
Okay, Freddy would like some acknowledgement for how silly he's being on camera. If somebody,
I wasn't even looking at you.
Well,
look at you.
Yeah, he's being silly, and he's been doing it for a while, and nobody noticed. And I just feel like he needs acknowledgement, or he won't stop.
It kind of looks like he's floating.
Yeah.
All I see is eyes and forehead.
Just know that it's not that great, but he's real excited about it.
It's good.
It took me by surprise.
It gave me a chuckle.
Oh, that reminds me. Last night we watched Onward on Zoom with Mike and Andy, and then my mom popped in for a little bit, and we were talking about this picture we took on the Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney World, and I had explained to my mother what the shocker was.
Oh,
yep.
And
I don't know that I would have done that.
Yeah, and I was like, well, it's what is it? 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Yeah, and you
2
said
in the pink, 1 in the stink.
This is how she explained it too. She was like, "If I said to you it were 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink, would you know what that means?"
And
That's
my
like
mom
you're
was like,
explaining it to your
Yes.
10-year-old that says shocker, and you're like, "Do you know what that means?" Did she?
Oh, and he's got his
follow?
fries. And he's got his fries. And he's got his fries.
Do you go out and get them before the show and let them kind of rest, and then we get them at before?
My sister takes our nephew, his son, the boy out.
The boy.
Child. Out to McDonald's
her son,
every Sunday.
My her son, her the boy.
He has many titles. I didn't know how to refer to him.
Oh my god!
Oh,
so she always gets me some fries. So
are they hot fries?
It's kind of a tradition now, I guess.
I love
podcasting and fries.
Yeah, McDonald's fries when they're super hot.
You need to let her know that now it's become a thing on the podcast, and all through this shelter-in-place order, you must have them every Sunday.
Yeah. Or it's you can't change your socks during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the podcast could explode.
Right.
Or something.
So did she pick it up?
Yeah.
No.
So
you're talking about Mary Ellen and the Shocker.
Oh yeah. No, she immediately started laughing and said yes.
She was like, "Amy, I know all about the Shocker."
Yeah. Where do you think it came from, Amy?
We were doing the Shocker when you were a gleam in your father's eye.
Oh, that was a moment in my life that I would never have had unless we had this pandemic. So you know what? Good. I'm glad it happened.
Yeah. Now you guys are at another level of understanding.
Share the moments of your lives.
All right, so let's see who's going to watch the film for next week. Let's get the jag in the box out.
Get the jag in the box.
And start cranking, yo. Yeah. I'm up first.
Oh.
I'm safe. All right, then there's Freddy Morris. Oh, damn. Woo! Freddy is not safe. He
dodged a movie bullet.
Yeah. But you'll be excited about this.
Oh, wait,
Freddy.
no, we don't use bullets anymore.
Exactly.
No.
You dodged
I jacked my box.
I dodged a jacking.
A jacking, yeah. Freddy's going to watch a little film that's on Shudder right now called Satanic Panic.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to see this anyway.
I know. Sam's first day as a pizza delivery driver is not going according to plan. At the end
isn't.
Right? At the end of a long day and not enough tips, her last delivery turns out to be for a group of Satanists looking for someone to sacrifice. Now in a fight for her life, Sam must fend off witches, evil spells, and demonic creatures, all while trying to keep her body and soul intact. Starring Rebecca Romaine.
What?
Arden Mirren, who you would know her if you saw her, if you don't know the name.
Is she related to Helen Mirren?
No. But anyway, Satanic Panic.
I love Rebecca Romaine with some bacon and blue cheese.
Like a wedge romaine? Like a wedge, Rebecca wedge?
A Rebecca Romaine wedge.
Is that your favorite salad base, Romaine?
No.
Oh, what's your favorite salad base?
I actually do. I like an iceberg wedge, or I like arugula.
I love a wedge with blue cheese and bacon.
Yeah, but I also love arugula. I really like an arugula salad.
My favorite base, if anybody's wondering, is spinach. Just straight up spinach, baby.
You all about that base?
Spinach is good.
Andy, what is your favorite salad base?
Just a mixed greens. I like it all.
Okay.
He licks it all.
He licks it all.
Licks it all.
But I do like the arugula because it's got a little kick to it.
Arugula is a good way to go.
Spinach and arugula mix would be damn fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of iceberg just because it's so bland.
You got to get a wedge.
Yeah, the wedge really is how you sell an iceberg. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
butter leaves, those are good.
Yeah. The iceberg is just a delivery system for the dressing.
Right. Yeah, but you got to get a good one, man. I'm going to take you somewhere and get you a good one.
The precinct.
Yeah, the precinct makes a hell of a good one.
You can't top their wedge.
I can't. I don't like wedges that much because they hurt my ankles.
Mm-hmm. I understand. They're thick. Butter lettuce.
I prefer flats.
Yes.
Butter lettuce makes great wraps.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
It's made for that. Like, look at it. It looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
And it makes great wraps. It's so soft and
Listeners, tell us, what's your favorite salad base?
It's good in coleslaw, though.
Pasta.
The lettuce.
Yeah.
The iceberg, I mean.
Somebody's favorite salad base is macaroni.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's not what I meant.
I know what you meant.
Listen.
Welcome to Garth Manor. In order to be a member of Alpha Sigma Rho, one has to do what? To stay in Garth Manor one night. And why is this night so special?
Because 12 years ago, Raymond Garth murdered his family here and then committed suicide.
Now, when the police arrived, they discovered a note written by Raymond Garth describing the entire gruesome act. But strangely, they only discovered 3 dead bodies. Andrew is still believed by some to be living somewhere within this house.
Hey, let's party! Quaaludes and Jack Daniels.
Oh my gosh. This is one radical chick. All right! Now the fun begins.
Hey!
Robin Hood to the rescue!
Who's there? Peter, is that you? Cut the bullshit, Peter.
This is supposed to be a joke. I can't believe it. What about Seth? Seth is bringing back help.
Seth isn't coming back.
Well, then we'll wait. We'll wait until morning. I mean, Peter and the other kids will be here.
Peter's dead. Or...
Well... Maybe there are more guards. Maybe Seth...
Pray for day, hell night.
Oh my.
I just want to say off the bat 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
One is that Quaaludes and Jack Daniels do not make a great party combo.
Make a good sleepy time combo.
Unless you want to go all the way to sleep for a very long time. Possibly. Secondly, Linda Blair is a real babe.
Oh, yeah.
She's a very cherubic face.
She's a real babe. She looks like Jennifer Lawrence in this a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel she's more cute and pretty than a babe.
Around the same time.
We're going to have to... Yeah, I think she's a real babe in this movie.
She was coming off of The Exorcist, and all the roles she was offered were like these innocent girl in peril roles, you know? And she did this, and then at the same time, she posed for We Magazine. She posed nude. And they think, the theory is that changed the trajectory of her career where she became a B-movie actor. And
yeah, she had her boobs out all the time.
Yeah, because they started she wanted to be like, I guess more like a Shirley MacLaine or something, but And she thought that would be like the ripping off of the Band-Aid and, hey, I'm a grown-up now and you have to give me grown-up roles. And instead she ended up doing all these B movies.
It's like how those Disney actors go like kind of adult after they leave their shows to be taken more seriously.
Well, she went with the wrong publication, I think. If you're going to bring,
you should have done. Yeah, Playboy. We was a little more trashy.
Yeah, we is like sub Hustler. So whoops.
It's not super graphic or anything. At least this spread wasn't.
It's not.
But it's just not Play. It just didn't have the clout of a Playboy.
It's interesting. You just said Linda Blair didn't want to do damsel in distress kind of movies. But I feel like that's kind of what she was in this movie. Now, I understand she knows how to fix brakes. Okay.
Well, I don't think this movie was supposed to be her breaking that. I think this movie was maybe going to be the last time.
Right.
I don't know exactly what the time. I mean, I feel like it was around this same exact time that magazine came out.
She spent most of this movie hiding behind a dude, not doing anything.
Or running. Yeah, she's a very bad final girl.
Yeah, just real quick, if you didn't get it from the trailer, because if all you heard was screaming and stuff, real short synopsis is 4 college pledges are forced to spend the night in a deserted old mansion, Garth Manor, which I was wondering if it's next to Wayne Manor. Where they
come up.
Party on Garth Manor,
where they are stalked by the monstrous survivor of a family massacre years earlier.
I heard this manor is right by the brook, though.
That was a pretty great
multiple brooks.
This was a pretty gentle hazing ritual comparatively. Like, really,
yeah.
It was an expensive one.
Yeah, it was expensive, but they all kind of knew what they were in for. They were just sort of going to scare them, but it'll be it. It was really kind of it was refreshing to see that they weren't trying to like torture them and make, you know what I mean? Like,
so our foursome,
we're going to make you eat your own shit.
real quick, our foursome, Linda Blair is Marty. She's our final girl character.
That's me, Marty.
Vincent Van Patten, who Amy told me is the son of Dick Van Patten. I didn't know that. Who played Seth?
Not only is he the son of Dick Van Patten, he is married to Eileen Davidson, who was a Real Housewife on Beverly Hills for a few years, and I think he's just a professional poker player now.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
so then he
was the blonde one.
Yeah, he was the blonde surfer dude.
Yeah, okay.
The surfer dude. Robin Hood.
Peter Barton is the dreamy Jeff.
Oh, so dreamy. What do I know him from?
Well, he was in Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Yes.
But he was also on a series called The Powers of Matthew Starr, which was
my favorite show.
When we were kids, it was like this sci-fi show.
My favorite show.
Prince Eric from Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like him he looks like him come to life.
I would. That's accurate.
Yeah.
But douchier than Prince Eric?
Broier.
Mm-hmm. So
Prince Eric is pretty broy. I mean, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this guy's face just gives off broier, douchier vibes than Prince Eric did in the movie The Little Mermaid.
And then the fourth is the English girl, Denise, played by Sookie Goodwin.
I love her.
Nice.
She seems fun.
She was fun. She was maybe my favorite character in the movie.
She's down for a good time.
And I love the accent that came in and out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, was that her accent? Was she fighting an accent or trying to do one?
Well, there were times where I thought she was putting on the accent as a joke, but then it turns out like, hey, she is apparently. The character is from Britain, at least. Right. I don't know if she is.
It's the lewds. She loves lewds.
And the thing is, her character, Denise, is a party girl who she keeps forgetting Seth's name. They're hooking up, but she keeps calling him Wes, and she's just kind of wild. I see Alise just kiss Kelley's back.
Hi, Alise.
So these foursome really don't know each other. The girls are pledging the sorority, and the guys are pledging the brother fraternity to the sorority, and they're all locked in this mansion by the leader.
Peter.
Peter.
Pumpkin eater. Now, is this guy supposed to be like a college senior? Because that dude's 40 if he's a dad.
Yeah, he's the president of the fraternity.
Yeah. So he graduated 20 years ago, though, right?
The actor was almost 30 when they made this. But he did look
He was
older.
almost 60.
That's Kevin Brophy.
Brophy.
That's what the best bro wins every year, the Brophy.
Yeah, the Brophy.
He has a bowling Brophy. A trolling Brophy.
Oh.
Really?
I see what you did.
So Peter's the leader of the fraternity, and
Peter's the leader?
Peter's the leader. And he has these underlings with him. Scott, who is the nerdy guy who's way too into setting up all the special effects to prank the pledges. And this dummy lady. What's her name? May, I think.
They're creeping around outside the old mansion, like setting up stuff and getting ready to prank everybody.
It's a prank show. They have too much tuna.
They have this conversation about all the tunnels underneath the mansion. So you're like, store that one away for later.
Yeah, and when they first lock them in, they show them. They said, "Don't even try to climb this gate," and they showed these razor sharp points at the top of the gate.
Yeah, you're gonna cut your nuts off.
It's another Chekhov's gate situation or whatever. Yeah, don't cut your nuts off.
Yeah. So then they're just hanging out in this mansion with 1,001 candles, which is not a fire hazard.
Well, the budget of the fraternity and the sorority, it all went to pranks and candles.
Yeah.
Well, you get the from the conversations they're all having, you kind of get these are all rich kids, and they're all legacies of some kind of this fraternity. Jeff in particular is doing this for his dad. He doesn't really want to pledge the fraternity. And you also kind of get the impression that Linda Blair's character, Marty, is maybe the underprivileged scholarship kid because her dad was a mechanic.
No, but he owns his own garage.
Yeah, but
what I thought was interesting, she says this has nothing to do with anything, but it's just something that stuck in my craw. She's like, they let me in and they give me a room, clothes, a car, because I give them all my English notes. And I'm like, damn,
that's
are these bitches
yeah.
dumb enough to give
They are that
everything?
dumb.
You saw how dumb they were.
Rich people.
For some fucking notes?
One of them doesn't have a head anymore.
That's
like
true.
30 minutes in.
I actually get quite a kick out of imagining those dudes setting up beforehand, like just how like giggling bros, like setting up candles in that empty house, but in the middle of the afternoon, just like, we're going to scare them so bad, lighting candles together.
These are
like, it's so light outside.
It's like Disney World level Imagineering too.
Yeah.
That they're like, they set up these speakers,
animatronics, and fucking. But they're not good at hiding it because they keep but like I said, it's not even like they're really, really trying to scare them because everybody's expecting shit like this. But like they keep finding all their gear too. They're like, oh, here's a microphone. There's a piss on it.
But this is where the prank goes wrong thing, because this legend they've been telling, it turns out is actually true. I don't think they really knew it was true.
It's exactly true.
Like,
they didn't really
exactly
try very hard. It's just exactly what they said.
12 years prior, the legend goes, the patriarch of the family, killed his, they say out of date terms for handicapped and mentally disabled.
For disabled people, yes.
I learned something. I learned an offensive term.
Did you learn what gorked out is?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know what that mean. I had
to Google that.
Yeah, I had to Google it. So
I didn't even Google it because I thought they made it up.
Well, I did too. I actually, until the fourth or fifth time they said it. And then I was like, that has to be something. What is this? And it is a thing.
Well, he said it with such definitiveness and such force that it had to be a word.
So
it could be something they made up.
I was like you though, Freddie. At first I was like, oh, they're just making a silly word. You know, they're just like, hey, he's gorked out.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then by the, 6th or 7th time it's said, you're like, that's like a word they keep saying. Doesn't sound like.
And nobody has said, what do you mean?
Right. I told Amy, I said, I was like, looked at Amy and said, good old fashioned raisins and peanuts.
Gorp.
And that's just gorp.
Gork.
Well, I feel like the word went out of fashion like the year after.
Yeah.
I feel like it came into fashion and went out of fashion all in this movie.
Yeah, because of this
that's
movie.
why we never heard of it. Yeah.
It was like whoever was writing it just loved that word. Like their pet word.
The legend is this, very private family. The patriarch kills everybody, but they never found one of the sons, and it's rumored that he haunts the grounds. Not haunts, but like hangs out there, maybe.
He just smokes there.
Because they keep having horribly disfigured and not disfigured, disproportionately put together. They keep having oopsies.
You can do it. Oopsies.
They keep making people with faces and problems.
So the guy they had play the killer in this, he was really huge.
Yeah,
it was an intimidating. This is one of those drive-in movies I saw as a kid. So my experience with this movie is probably drastically different than yours as far as tolerance for the pacing.
Yeah, the pacing
was very slow.
Yeah, the movie's like an hour 41 minutes, I think, and
it felt a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I think this is something you just can't do anymore, where a lot of the tension comes from slow walking through a scene.
Yeah, a lot of stalk sequences.
I'm fine with that, but it comes to a point where there's too much of walking in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I can see that, even though I have like a nostalgia and attachment to this. Watching with Amy, I'm like, oh, I feel like
how is she still awake?
Right? Like how are you still engaged with this because of all these long walking sequences?
It's like I feel like it was a good setup. I really like the setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I like the story. I like the story behind it too. That was kind of really creepy. But the execution of it was just not up to snuff.
I feel like this movie has some golden moments though, that make it worth like if you haven't seen Hell Night, it's one of those ones I still consider kind of an essential slasher movie because it has these moments that to me are kind of iconic, like the rug scene where Marty and Jeff are barricaded in this room. And you think they're safe, right? Because they're completely closed in and they're facing the door and they've completely blocked up the door. And behind them, there's this area rug on the floor and it suddenly just starts slowly mounding up because you see it rising up like almost like a ghost coming out of the floor. And that's the moment in this movie that always stuck with me as a kid, that I was horrified at that point. Like I was like glued into my seat, like couldn't move, scared.
Yeah, they lucked into a good moment there.
Yeah.
There's
it was luck. But it's the reveal of the trapdoor in the floor in the tunnel system. I really like that moment a lot. I also love the ghostly apparition moment where Marty's in the like ballroom.
Oh
area.
Yeah, that was real good. Yeah.
But that was a good effect. But at that point, she knew that they were being set up to be scared. And then, but she was still,
she wasn't 100% sure though. Like, wouldn't you be? Even if you kind of knew, wouldn't you be scared?
No, I mean that's coming from me because I get scared of haunted houses. I know it's fake, but I don't know.
Because
I'm not the best judge of it.
There is a point where it's not a prank anymore, too. Like that same argument could be made for when the killer shows up. Like, why doesn't she just blow it off? You know, like I think it ramps up to the point where maybe they don't know what's a joke and what isn't, and then the tables kind of turn to where they're like, nothing is a joke anymore because the pranksters are all dead.
Well, maybe it's because it was revealed too early that it was all pranks in the first place.
Yeah.
Maybe if they just slowly discovered that they were pranks.
I agree. That would have been a lot more interesting.
It would have worked better because within the first prank, they figured out where the speaker was or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of pulled it was like Wizard of Oz exposure right away.
You kind of like a House on Haunted Hill, the remake with Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah.
I feel like might have been a little more refined version of this idea.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment where Seth leaves the room to go to the bathroom and comes back to the room he's sharing with Denise, right?
My niece Denise.
He went to the bathroom, but the house is abandoned. He just shit in a toilet or pissed in a toilet. and just leave it.
Well, they said the other thing is they said in the beginning they didn't have any modern amenities like gas, electric or phones, but they didn't mention like if the plumbing worked or not.
He flushed it.
So he was like, don't shit in the toilets. Would have been a great like thing in the beginning. And then
I guess I missed where he flushed it, but why would the water still be running?
He did flush it because they had the old style pull chain. That was the shot, him pulling the pull chain.
But he comes back to the bedroom and gets into bed. And he's like trying to find his lady friend, and he pulls the covers back, and there's her head severed from her body. It's just the head, blood.
Lady head.
Yeah. And then he goes and finds Marty and Jeff, and he's like, "Holy shit, she's dead!" And then they spend the next 10 minutes looking for her by calling her name. Now he just told you she was dead.
Do you think they think this is part of the prank?
No, because he's freaked out.
Yeah.
They're freaked out by it. They're not acting like they think it's part of the prank. Yeah. So they, like, for 10 minutes, Denise, we got to find Denise.
My niece, Denise.
Denise's head's in the bed. Go look at that.
I think
it's very stupid.
I think it's an unspoken thing that they just thought it was part of the prank, but they were still so keyed up.
Well, okay, but it came off real dumb.
But yeah, I get you. Well, something I really like about this beginning of this sequence when you think Seth's just going to be like, okay, now he dies. Because in every other slasher movie I've seen, right, like the girl who he had sex with gets killed, and then shortly after that, the dude gets killed. It's the formula that's tried and true and happens almost every time. But I like that he manages to escape. And you think he's just going to take off, but he turns out to be kind of a heroic character. He tries to get the police there when the police don't believe him.
Oh, the police done fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm mad at the police.
I love that sequence when he's at the police station. Because they're fed up. They're fed up with the kids. They're like the campus police.
And I really like the scene where he's actually like climbing over the fence.
Yeah.
I thought that was really like a very tension-filled scene. I was like, is he going to rip his nuts off?
Right.
Like they said what's going to happen if they try to climb the fence. And it was kind of really tension-filled because he cut himself a couple of times. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to actually like impale himself.
Yeah.
And it turns out, because his character is set up to be this really douchey guy.
Yeah.
But he turns out to be the most decent person in the whole movie, actually.
Yeah, he steals a shotgun from the police station and is like, I'm just going to go there myself.
Not only do the police blow him off.
Yeah.
And then just light a cigarette and just be like, fuck this kid. They leave a room wide open, full of guns and ammo. He steals one, escapes.
White privilege right there.
Yeah. Carjacks a dude. And then heads back to...
I love it, though. He barely knows these people, but he goes back to save them himself. And I kind of laugh at this moment a little bit where he finds the gap in the fence. And I'm like, I bet he wishes he found that before he had to climb it, you know? Because there's like a cutout. I guess he decided to check the perimeter. Nobody thought to do that in the beginning. And
well, there's another creepy scene where he pulls up in that stolen car.
Yeah.
And the lights are like, focused on the fence, and you see one of the brothers just run across the screen.
Yeah, and you don't even, at this point, you don't know that
there's multiple.
There's more than one killer. You know, like this is another thing that was kind of a game changer, because this was something, again, at the time I saw this as a kid, I had only seen like some Friday the 13th movies, a couple of those, and like goofy slashers that were probably terrible in hindsight, but like they all followed this formula of, you know, all those classic rules that Randy sets out in Scream, where it's like you have sex, you die, do drugs, you die. And then the sequence is always one lover dies, the next one immediately is killed. You get to the end, there's a killer who you think is dead, they jump up and you kill him, and then that's really the end of the movie. And in this, like, you got to kind of take the time that this came out. Like, nobody had done this thing where he kills who he thinks is the killer. They even have the jump up moment and everything. He drags him out of the pond. He goes back into the house to get Marty and Jeff. And there's another killer who gets him, and it's the big dude. And
yeah,
like,
this was actually surprising to me.
Yeah,
because like he shot the guy twice. It was like a bait and switch almost, where he jumps up and he shoots him twice, and you think that's it.
And you get that, like, that's the thing people always demanded, you know, why don't you make sure they're dead?
Yeah.
He did all those things that you criticize the other slasher movie heroes for not doing. He did those things, and he gets back to the house, and then he's killed by the other guy. And I love the moment. I'm sorry, go ahead.
He goes to save them, the Linda Blair and Peter. No, not Peter.
Jeff.
The other guy. Jeff. And they were such dicks.
I know.
They didn't lift a finger to help him.
Not a finger.
This really made me mad, actually.
Because she's kind of done this the whole movie, and it pissed me off. Like, if Jeff's grappling with, the bad guy, she could have found something else to defend herself with and defend him, and she doesn't. In this case, they kind of wait for Seth to die, and it to kind of quiet down, and then she goes and gets the gun.
They call out his name. They just say, Seth.
And you hear the shotgun go off, and you're not sure.
They have plenty of time to actually go. Well, one of the guy's leg is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's his excuse for not helping. But she just sat up there yelling Seth's name while he was being murdered. Yeah. Well, and this was not a quick death either. You hear the fighting going on for a little bit. So she had plenty of time to run her ass down there and do something.
This for me is one of the, again, like kind of like the rug scene. I think this is a really effectively put together shot where they're up on the balcony that overlooks like the foyer in the mansion, and there's just enough light to cut through where Seth left the door open behind him when he charges in, to the rescue, and he's pulled off into the shadows off screen.
Just a big hand.
Yeah, and everything is happening off screen in the dark. You hear the shot, and then I love this moment. This is another one that always stuck with me, was when the shotgun is thrown into frame, it perfectly lines up with that light, the light coming in from outside. So it's just a really well framed shot that's put together in like a really, for me, it's almost like an iconic movie shot where the light comes out at that triangle and the shotgun slides in and just lands perfectly in the light. I don't know how many takes it took them to get that exactly right, but I think it's an awesome moment in the movie, because then there's that silence after where you don't really know if Seth is alive or if he's been killed.
Yeah. But I just like, bitch, go down there, grab a candle, set his ass on fire or something. Yeah.
It's kind of like
you got a billion candles there.
It's kind of like a movie we did. Either it's called After Sunset or Before Sunrise, or
way back
where it's with the twin clown killers in the mountains.
Yeah, was that
there's only
who
one
was
killer,
in that?
but
Someone,
there's two.
George Siegel or somebody really famous was in that one.
I don't know. I don't think
I'll have to
so.
look it up. There was somebody.
That's a good one. I actually really like that one.
That's a good one. Yeah, it all ends with Jeff getting thrown out of a window and dying.
I'm out the window.
While saving her ass again.
Yeah. And she runs. Okay, this is another thing that pissed me off about her character. She's running like outside. She's trying to leave. She's running from the guy that's in the house.
Was it just before dawn?
Maybe.
5 young people.
They had some kind of...
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Yeah, but you did, though.
I did.
In the mountains.
Yeah, it was George Cannaday who was in that.
Yes, George Cannaday, thank you. That's correct.
So she's running.
As the old coot.
And she happens across the dead body from that Seth had killed earlier. It's like laying in her path. And she goes, ah! And then turns around and runs back. Now what? That's a... Lady, come on.
Step over the body, bitch.
So she runs back, sees the guy that's still alive in the house, and then runs back and steps over the body. And I'm like, bitch, you just wasted time. It upset me.
Oh, the panic.
Well, it's funny. It's because it's set up that this character can take care of herself. She's, handy and like can survive. But it turns out that she's the albatross and brings everybody down.
Yeah.
But she takes care of herself.
Yeah, she gets her own ass out. She, how did she get out? Oh, she gets the key from the dead body of Peter.
Yeah.
And then she runs to the gate and opens it and then locks it back, which was smart. And I was like, good. She's locking the gate back so whoever's following her can't easily get the gate open to get her.
Then she does some car maintenance.
She does some car maintenance, gets in the car that Seth had left there, and then impales the bad guy is gotten onto the top of her car.
That's another good setup where
that did get me.
She hits the gate during all this, and the gate with those spikes on the end of it tilts out where it's like pole arms or something, and that jump scare. Yeah, Amy jumped out of her skin when it revealed that
My
he's on
whole
the roof.
skin.
And when she drives him into that fence, I think that's another like great moment in the movie when she kills him, and then she blacks out until the sun rises, and he's just hanging there on the spikes. I thought that was pretty badass.
Yeah,
pretty badass.
This is a good end moment. Yeah,
I hope she sues the absolute fuck out of the police at the end, because somebody needs to.
It's true.
All the families of the dead.
So, I did like the look of the big killer too. I thought he was really creepy. He was like an evil lurch.
Yeah,
that guy died before this movie came out. He died in a car accident. Yeah.
Oh, well, how ironic.
I know, right? I wonder if he. Well, no, that's too dark.
All right, Freddy.
I'll leave it alone.
The movie needed a good edit pass from somebody a little more in charge.
I mean, we're not joking. Like,
those long walking sequences where they're calling out names.
With candles or flashlights.
Seth?
Denise? Seth?
Jeff?
Peter?
Carolyn?
Dave? Julie? They would call out names that weren't even in the movie. Andy? Amy? Freddie? Kelley? I was like, I'm not in the movie.
But they're just checking on you.
I can't help you.
Yeah. But it wasn't the sum of its parts. Like Freddie said, there are really actually effective and scary moments. But it needed an editor really bad.
I can definitely agree with that. As much as I like this movie, there's some moments that are like, are they still going to be walking? What's going on? Why are they? And I'm like, oh, it's so they don't blow out the candles. But I'm like, why do I care if they blow out the candles by accident?
For me,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Kelley.
For me, they could have put some more into the backstory too. Like, for me, it just felt like as soon as they tell the story, you're like, oh, so it's probably that that leftover brother character is probably running around in the tunnels killing people, and then he is like, there's two of them, but like, there's no, I don't know. The setup is just like, here's a story about this.
Here's a story,
and then that's just sort of it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It doesn't look like they were storing those brother leftovers the proper way.
No,
they spoiled.
No,
they spoiled.
You have to freeze them.
Yeah.
Did you know Frank Darabont was a PA on this movie?
I did not know that.
Isn't that fun?
A power damp.
Mm-hmm. He was a power damp.
I wonder how the brothers survived. Did they go on grocery runs?
They probably ate rats and boogers.
They used to Postmates.
Rats and boogers.
Ooh, contactless delivery. This will be nice so that people don't run away screaming.
And they
but they never tip though.
Yeah.
They're monsters. They never tip.
They're total monsters. So the guy who wrote this also wrote Tango and Cash.
Oh,
it's a good movie.
When did this movie come out?
1982 or 81. Sorry, 81. And the director Tom DeSimone has some X-rated titles in his history, but I think these are from
that name. He can't not.
Right. He also did Angel 3. If you watch the Angel movies were good. He also directed
like Avenging Angel.
She Spies. Do you remember that series?
No.
It was like Charlie's Angels, but it was really low rent.
She spies on the seashore.
Now, when I say
what did she spy?
He directed a movie called Swap Meat, and meat is spelled MEAT. Is an adult film.
That's fun.
I bet that's a slasher too with cannibalism.
I think they were swapping meat. Also, he directed Bad Boys in 1974.
Bad Boys?
Also X-rated.
The baddest of boys.
There's a character in that movie named Dick Face. It's hyphenated.
It's Richard Face.
So it's not Dick Face. It's Dick Face.
He directed a movie called Chatterbox with an exclamation point.
Right.
That was
I don't
rated
need to go through
R.
his entire filmography, if that's okay. Andy, are you okay?
Wait, you want to listen to the description of Chatterbox?
That movie
Andy.
sounds familiar to me. They might have used to show that on cable.
They might have. Here's the description. A young woman who works in a beauty parlor discovers that her vagina can talk, which causes her no end of trouble.
I don't think that's the movie I thought it was.
Chatterbox.
Oh, I get it, because box is a
Chatterbox
for vagina.
I feel like we need to cover Chatterbox.
No.
It's like that movie. It's that movie Teeth is a remake of that.
Yeah.
You think it's a gossip, like always, like spilling secrets?
It just makes up rumors about other people's vaginas.
Does it take phone calls?
Women be talking and shopping.
Like, it's for you. And then she takes the phone down to her vagina.
Yeah.
Chatterbox.
All right. Well, we did it, guys. Hell Night.
We did.
What's our listener pick? Do we have it yet?
Yeah. Rob picked Jawbreaker.
Oh, that's right.
fun. Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll be doing that next. It's been a long time, man. Looking forward to that.
That's what's her nuts? Rose McGowan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is Jennifer Love Hewitt in that movie?
She might have been one of the bad kids in that. I'm not sure. One of the bully girls,
I
maybe.
don't remember. We'll find out next week.
Not real sure.
Yeah.
Not real sure.
That's exciting.
Who plays the mom? Isn't there a mom?
I want to say Allison Janney.
Is it?
No, just because she plays all the moms.
She does always
just likes to say Allison Janney.
Allison Janney always plays like a horny alcoholic mom.
Mm-hmm.
She does. Let me see. Jawbreaker, 1999. Rebecca Gayhart's in it.
Ah.
She's a murderer. Julie Benz, Judy Greer, Tatiana
All-star
Ali, Jeff Conaway,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Kanicki.
PJ
That's
Souls
Kanicki, right?
Yep.
is in it.
PJ Souls?
Yeah. Carol Kane, Pam Grier.
Everybody's in this fucking movie. I didn't even realize.
Billy Butler as high school stud.
Oh, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see him around.
BB.
Yep.
William Butler Yates.
So anyway, at the end of every show, we like
Lord.
to say hi to our Beelzebubs. Again, if
We
you
like
wanna
to.
financially support the show, go to patreon.com/NOTLP.
Yep, and that gets
We
you
don't
access.
just do it because you pay us to. We like to.
We love to do this. And
We do.
if you're a patron, you get access to all kinds of extra stuff like Origins, the occasional episode of Night of the Comic. You guys are talking about doing High Five Happy Hour again, which I'm excited about.
Kelley and I got plans.
Andy did a
We got
porner
plans.
recently. What was it again, Andy? Your last porner?
The same Star Trek.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Yeah, so that's fun. Ernie Perez.
Hi, Ernie.
Alise Kombrinck, who was recently kissing Kelley's back.
Mm-hmm. Most recently.
Yeah, she's doing homework right now.
Yeah, girl.
She's 9.
She's-
Amanda G.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Cassie and Jeremy.
Hi. How's our potato?
That's a good potato. Mark Watts.
Hey, sir.
Mark is the one who told me about Zoom originally. Back when nobody knew what Zoom was, but Mark. Yeah.
Oh, he's a Zoom hipster.
He owns shares.
We actually use Zoom at work for our client conference calls, but whatever.
Well, a lot of places are not using it because of the security fears, but they fixed a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't work somewhere where it needs to be super
Right.
secure.
No big deal. Blake.
Balaki.
Bill Fahrner.
Bill.
Tree and Alex.
Babies.
Oh, you guys.
Little babies. Didn't Alex just have a birthday?
I don't know. I'm bad for
Did I make that up?
I don't know.
Did you just have a birthday, Alex? If not, happy birthday. If so, happy birthday.
Either way. Iona Goodwin.
I had a great one.
Jeff Lancaster.
Jeff, were you named after the character in Hell Night? Ask your parents.
My name is Jeff. Brandon and Emily. Brandon and Emily. Brandon and Emily.
Just call them B&E. They
B&E.
broke and entered my heart.
That's awesome. B&E.
They broke into and entered my heart.
Yeah.
They entered you.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Chandler.
Ghostface.
Bill.
Todd Pompa.
Todd showed us his dogs on Zoom the other day, and they were
really
the cutest little boys.
Yeah.
And thank you for the video that wasn't a hack. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was nice.
You let me know
Yeah,
as
thank
well.
you, Todd. It was really sweet. That video you sent us about face masks.
And our newest, Dennis Cannaday.
That's my dude.
Dennis!
Hell yeah. Andy, did you mail his shirt yet? Or
No.
Okay.
But
you
it
did
should
mail
be-
Devin's.
Yes, but when the fear of going out, and when I get over the fear of going out, I will mail his T-shirt.
I don't blame you. It's all right. I'm sure he understands.
I'm sure he does.
It's a little extra time just so we don't get
And
more of the
again,
virus.
when you get your T-shirt, please boil it or spray it down with Lysol.
Dennis, I'm not sure if we know you well enough to die for you yet. Just kidding.
Just yet. So that was.
Tell me what your favorite salad base is, and we'll go from there. Dennis, I'm going to need to know.
We had been closing out the last few episodes with new songs by Kelley's band, The Obliging Victims, the one-man band.
New songs. It is a one-man band. It's a rubber band.
So we're back to the normal monster movies with my friends. But if people want to hear those songs that you'd been playing on the last few episodes, where can they get those, Kelley?
You can go right now to theobligingvictims.bandcamp.com. And it's also, I put it on the page the other day. So if you're just like, oh, let me just poke through their Facebook, it's on there. And eventually there's more songs to be recorded for this project. So eventually we'll be on Spotify and everywhere, Apple Music and TwittterHamburger.com and Ferberderps. Everywhere you can get music normally. But thank you if you like them, and I hope you did. And if you listen to them, I appreciate it. And good on you.
How do we get you? How do we get you onto grocery store music stations?
You got to submit it to the Sleeping Giant.
I have to submit it, and then they decide which of those songs will make the best grocery store song.
Okay.
And then it'll just be there. You'll be in the grocery store distancing. And you'll hear it, and you'll be like, "That sounds vaguely familiar."
While I'm stuck in this aisle waiting for this lady to look at every bottle of olive oil and pick which one she wants. Well, I'm trying to get past her, but I'm waiting for her to move.
Sounds like a true story.
It is.
She's like, "Oh, this is olive oil."
Then I'll be jamming out to the song. I'll be like dancing, and I won't care that this bitch just needs to fucking pick her olive oil and move the absolute fuck on.
What a monster!
These are very danceable songs.
Good. I like to dance.
They're not.
And this is a classic right here.
We love you.
Thank you.
Stay
love
safe.
you guys.
Everybody stay safe.
Happy Sunday.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London